Well. Welcome, truthers. Welcome, truthers. This is your host, Willie Joyner, hosting the Rock Youth radio show. Uh, we're going to find out what it is today because I do not have any notes in front of me and I am running the show by myself. Let's bring in our guest in just a second here. Let me bring myself up. Hey, everybody. Oh, man. An interesting time in life here. All right. Rock Truth, Rock Youth is on the air. Um, it looks like at the present moment that I do not have any youth with me other than my son, which is running around here somewhere. And but we do have our illustrious guest here with us today, Miss Aleisha. Let me make sure I'm getting your last name right. I don't know if I got your last name, Alicia.
Stanley.
Stanley, that's right. That's right. Well, let me tell you what. Let me go ahead and bring you in since you are here. We
Hello,
can.
everybody.
Hi, everybody. Hi, everybody. Hi, everybody. Hi, it's everybody. Well, it's just me and you. So we're gonna see. Let's see. See in just a second here. Let me bring up some more information on you.
Take your time. Take your time.
I did not prepare to be in the show tonight.
Okay.
I
What
didn't.
happens?
I didn't prepare to be in the show at all. Oh, but that's all right. So it looks like we do have three or four viewers on Facebook, which is good. That means people are watching us. And now Jonathan is crying. Uh, Jonathan, if you hadn't met Jonathan yet, he is my baby boy, and he's over here crying about something. Let me see if I can give him something to not cry about. Come here, man. All right, that's not gonna happen. All right. Anyway, so Miss Alicia, how are you?
I am well. How are you?
Well, I am surprised. I am surprised. I am surprised because the chat today was just everybody was in the chat and
Mhm.
flowing, and I'm like, okay, this is gonna be another normal show, and then guess what? Boom, not a normal show at all.
Yes, life happened. That's for sure.
Yes, life happens. Life happens. Yes, baby boy. No. I can't come away from the show just yet because we are actually live on YouTube and live on Facebook. Just in case you all didn't know it, I do want everybody to make sure that they like and or subscribe to our channel, Rock Truth Radio. Make sure you check out some of our content. Make sure you check out Mr. Jonathan here because him being who he is today. Um, uh oh. Now he's knocking things over. So I know what that means. So, Miss Alicia, I got you here, and I did look over some of your material on some of
Yes.
the things that you've been working on. Come on, man, don't do that though. And one of the things I do want to bring up is the final piece, right?
Yes.
I saw that entitlement, and I was like, wow, that is pretty catchy and pretty thought provoking. You want to give us some insight onto some of the things that you're looking to do, and where did you get that idea from, or where did you get that inspiration from?
Yes. So the final piece, just a little bit about the company and our vision. We are aiming to work with youth, more particularly young girls, starting at ages 12 to 18 is the target age, and then also working with children with special needs. And that piece, as you will see in I think I have a small here in our logo, the puzzle
Hmm.
piece
Oh,
is
okay.
represent puzzle piece that has autism, but I selected the color red because it stands out, it's bold, and my target audience is African American kiddos.
Okay.
And we kind of stand out in general in society, being the minority. So I wanted to pick a color that was bold, and then also just for the blood of Christ that covers us. and
Hmm.
kind of using the spiritual versus the natural walk, and kind of using that avenue versus mental health and that there's something wrong with you.
Okay. So you just brought up it. Now I'm a graphic designer by heart. So when you brought up the fact that you got a logo that is dealing with autism, if I'm not mistaken, those logos tend to be blue, right?
Yes, they do tend to be blue.
Okay, and I do like the puzzle piece and what you got. That little glimpse that I saw, I think I like that a lot. That's going to be a really dope logo when you get done with it. But yeah, I think that's going to be super awesome, and it's something that you're going to be doing with. Now, I got a question here. It looks like Mary was going to ask a question. What is dystopia? African American dystopia. What
Okay,
factor
African
is it?
American diaspora. So that's
Diaspora. Okay,
one of
because
my majors in school.
tell me.
It's basically African American studies, but the
Uh-huh.
word diaspora is basically how Black people were spread across the world.
Okay.
So I don't just like to study the Black history portion or the slavery. I like to study how our cultures and our ways have impacted the entire world.
Ah.
And part of what I want to do with that and bringing it into the organization is discussing some of the postpartum effects of coming to this new world and how it affects our people now, with things like trauma that are passed down, and how some of these things may play into the labels that our kids get, such as autistic or depressed or anxious. Is it really that, or is it the trauma of everything that we've experienced?
Hmm.
And that's kind of what I want to explore.
Right, because and you're right about it. You hit a point on the head there when you said the trauma that we have experienced. Are we affected by what by our environment? Basically, what have we gone through
Hmm.
that what brings us to this moment? Because if I'm not mistaken, I don't know the specifics on autism, but that's a disease that affects. Now, if you want, just bring me in on it. But that's a disease that affects what in particular?
It's a neurological disease. It's mainly communication issues. So
Okay.
a lot of times people that are on the autism spectrum, cognitively they can process fine, but they're not able to answer questions that you may have for them, or if you give them a specific direction, they may not be able to do what you're asking them to do. They don't necessarily, depending on what end they're on the spectrum, they may not display emotions well. So
Okay.
they may struggle with some of that. But the issue with us as African Americans being exposed is a lot of times what the criteria is for diagnosis, we naturally do culturally. So, for example, for men in our culture, they don't share a lot of emotion. They
Okay.
aren't always affectionate.
Mm.
And that's a criteria for diagnosis. So, my argument has always been, and I've been doing research on what if it's not necessarily that they're on the spectrum, but that's just simply their culture.
Okay. Wow. I see you got some family going on here. It's somebody on Facebook saying, "Yeah, cuz, yeah." So
I see.
you got your family out here coming at the show, checking us out. That's awesome. That's great. You know what? Let me ask you another question. So where and you might have answered this question already, but I might have been playing with the baby. Where did your passion for autism? Where did that really like come from? Like in general.
Ever since I can remember, I've always kind of navigated to people with disabilities. I know in school, when I was walking past in the hallway one day, it was a child with a helmet on. And I went
Okay.
home and I said, Mom, it's a little boy. He wears a helmet on his head. What's wrong with him? And,
Right.
first said, that's rude. We don't
Right. Right.
acknowledge it like that. So I
Right.
apologize. And she explained that sometimes people have physical and mental differences. And I kind of, learned a little bit, on the kiddie level of what that
Right.
was, and then went to college and kind of got exposure to mental disorders and illnesses that affect people, and got the opportunity to work in the field of ABA, or applied behavior analysis, and get some experience with kids on the autism spectrum, and just fell in love with the way that they view the world. It's,
Oh,
they are so oppressed by the world, not understanding who they are, but they're just so happy still.
right.
They're full of energy. They still want to learn. They seek to communicate with people the best way that they know how, whether it's through sign language or pictures. They still try to
Hmm.
thrive. And that was inspiring to me, that even though you have this label that is supposed to be, damning to you, so to speak, you
Right.
still, persevere.
Right. because you work in the school system also, right? The Gary school system.
Yes.
Okay. You work. You don't work for Thea Bowman at all, do you?
No, I actually work for Gary Middle School out in
Gary
Miller.
in Miller. I'm from the
It
area,
is on
so
Park.
it's where.
It's on Park Avenue, Third and Park. It used to be Emerson was there before. I'm trying to think. Bailey used to be there in that same building. This
Hmm.
school is 2 years old. The name they
Okay.
just renamed it.
Oh, okay, okay. That's probably why I'm not too familiar. Well, no, I got kids in the Gary school system, so I was
Okay, okay.
just try to see, if they knew you, because then I'd be like, guess who I interviewed today, and they'd be like, who? and,
Right.
and they'd be like who did you interview today? So let me ask you this, because this is kind of like a sign of the times. Because you being a teacher, and then you also being a special needs teacher, uh,
Hmm.
how has this pandemic, this current global situation, how does that affected some of your goals, and also how has that affected like your normal routines with the students that you already have?
Okay, so the first part, just me and my goals, it's made it a little bit tougher because this is my first year teaching. So to
Okay.
prove yourself in the midst of a pandemic, especially with
Hmm.
the population that is already hard to kind of get their trust and build a relationship, I have to do it through a computer now. And I
Mm.
have to kind of show myself and be goofy and let
Right.
them know that I do work with middle schoolers, but because of some of the disabilities they have, they may seem younger. So I kind of have to get in touch with my goofy side and act funny on the computer, make faces to
Right.
kind of build their rapport with them. So that's been kind of tough. And then also just for myself, it's been kind of hard to find my way, so to speak, in a field that is not always the nicest. I'll say that. I found
Hmm.
myself trying to advocate for my students, and then in the past with my clinical experience for my clients, because the world doesn't always like people that look like them.
Right. Wow. Well, I see someone has become aware that the world is still turning.
We're on the right side of the world, I guess now.
Yeah. I guess the rapture didn't happen.
I
Uh,
guess not. We're
I,
safe.
on one hand, I kind of almost wanted it to happen, but it didn't happen. So, hey, Selena, how you doing? You gonna click in anytime soon? Nope, you're gonna click out. But so let me ask you this. So you said you had to, because I just got finished recently watching a there she is again. She popping in and out.
Yeah, hey,
Hi,
hey,
how are
God,
you? How are you?
yes.
Wait, hold on,
Oh my
hold on.
God,
Let's
I took a
let's
nap. I
just
took
do
a
this
whole
real quick.
nap.
We're just gonna put you on Front Street right quick, just real quick.
Don't do that. I took a whole
So,
nap. Listen,
you got
I
a
took a
haircut?
whole nap and was like knocked out. I took man, and then I looked up. It was 30 minutes. I was like, oh, it's 3:30. Okay, I still got 30 minutes. Nap. Napping for real. I'm like, oh my God. I looked up like, oh my God. I still got questions. I bet this ain't that. You ain't gonna get away. You thought you was gonna get away. Hold on, let me go to
Yeah,
my questions. I
yeah,
got
yeah. You need a minute to
them.
get yourself together.
Yeah. Give me a second.
Okay.
Give me like 2 seconds. I'm about to jump
All
on.
right. We'll be right here.
We'll be here.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
All right. So one of the other questions I was asking you, because like I said, I just got finished getting to um, witness a young lady. She was teaching. I think she was teaching first graders or second graders or something like that,
Mhm.
and she was expressing just how creative, and I would imagine teachers across America have had to, teachers across the world, let me say it like that, have had to get way more creative than the
Mhm.
norm, because the there's a disconnect, right? There's
Yeah.
this, you're used to talking to the kid, because I used to teach at the Boys and Girls Club. I used to teach art class. I can't imagine trying to teach what I taught in art class over Zoom. Like
Yeah.
it would be impossible. I mean, I would say that I would probably adjust, but at some point in time, I would probably lose my mind. I'd probably be like, look, put the
Yeah. It's tough sometimes. I'm not gonna lie.
paint the picture. Paint the picture. So I,
Sometimes.
I can only imagine. and let me be the first to say thank you because
No problem.
because I have grade schoolers, right? I have a 12-year-old and I have a 2-year-old. The 2-year-old still goes to daycare. Uh,
Okay.
but my grade schooler, you know, when he comes home with his homework, I'm like, oh my gosh.
Yes, a new world. They
Like,
do new work. This is
yes, I, I I was sitting there one time. I went with he's you ever had your child? I'm talking about your actual child come up to you and say, "I got to do algebra," and you like, "Yeah, I'm good at algebra," and then they show you something you like, "That's not algebra." Like, no, that's not algebra.
it's not. What they do now is completely different.
It's
They trying
totally
to
different. It's
let
something different, and it just blew me away, you know. And I mean, so how like what are some of your examples of you being being creative with the children that you have to be with, because of course this is this is your baby, this is something that you're passionate about, and so I would imagine that you've taken a lot of pride in your creativity. So what are some of those creative things that you've done so far?
So the biggest thing that I always try to do is differentiate and make it tailored to the child. So
Okay.
even when I'm in the classroom, yes, I'm working with a group, but I want them to know you're special. I'm individualizing this to you. So
Okay.
part of my creativity is first building a rapport with them to see what they like so that I can tailor the information to them. And
Mhm.
then also allowing them to express themselves creatively. For example, if we need to learn our letters, I can do some finger painting with you and let you kind of get messy and get that sensory activity going while you
Mhm.
write the A with paint, and let you pick your favorite colors, kind of doing those types of things. And then just as far as with the final pieces, I've been building it kind of thinking outside of the box and thinking about, okay, we have these opportunities and programs or something similar in the community, but how can I tailor it to us? And
Mhm.
since I want to attract people that look like me, how can I make mental health more attractive
Right.
and not as a stigma? And
Mhm.
so I've kind of made it as a life coaching type of business, explaining to parents when I market, okay, I understand your child has this issue, but this is going to be a creative thinking exercise, and I'm going to help your child to become a better version of themselves. I don't seek to change them, just help them to view the world a little bit more creatively.
Okay. Yeah. That's what's up. That's what's up. Hi. How are you? Selena, how are you doing? Your signal is bad.
Oh, there we go. Is it? Let me see what I'm
Yeah.
on. I know why.
You're jumping all over the place. Well, while she's getting herself together, it is 19 minutes after the hour, so we're gonna in a few seconds here. Yeah, because her signal is terrible right now. We do want to open up the phone lines. Anybody that wants to give us a call, you can dial 747-24 truth. That's 747-24 truth. Give us a call, holler at us, talk to us. Also, while I got your attention, if you want to contribute to the Truth culture, the Rock Truth Nation, please hit us up on Cash App. We do have a Cash App. The information is strolling across the bottom there. And, it's $5, $2, a quarter, a nickel. Shucks, I'll even take a penny. Whatever it
Whatever
takes to
works.
build the kingdom, right? Whatever it takes to build the kingdom. All of your donations will be going to a worthy cause, because we are here to rock truth. We're here to rock Jesus Christ. We're here to rock God and make sure that God's kingdom and God's will is being done. So,
Absolutely. And I love it.
absolutely.
I love it that y'all doing it even like and it still goes on, baby. And the
It
show
still
still
goes
goes
on.
on, baby. And I love that. I love
Because
that.
guess what?
Hey, we
We
rock
rock
truth and
truth.
nothing else
We
at all,
rock
baby. That's
truth,
it.
baby. We
That's
rock
it.
truth all
Hey, we
day.
fall asleep all day. Listen, we fall asleep. We fall asleep, but we wake back up. Do you understand me?
That's
I've
right.
been ready. See, this is the reason why you stay ready and you have your questions ready to go, because you can jump in at any time and just ask anything.
Yeah.
Like, for instance, I'm going in because I had a few things like looking at, I mean, even though your bio, it was very concise and it was direct. However, I still had a few questions like your passion, one for autism. Like, honestly, I want to know, where does that passion for autism into, you know, gearing towards autistic children?
Okay, so we kind of touched on it a little bit earlier. I had some exposure undergrad year doing ABA therapy. I had the opportunity to work with a local company in Maryville. But so I fell in love with the kids. But once I began to do research on autism and how it affects the mind and just the neurological pathways and just more so evaluating how we view these people, I wanted to become more of an advocate because I looked at it as this is not a disorder in the aspect of they're harming people purposely or doing things for their benefit, but they still suffer and are labeled, you know, because they have this issue that makes them different. But their difference a lot of times is the beauty of them because the way that they see the world is so pure.
Right.
In comparison to what we see when we look at the world. And I love that about
I agree.
them. I just feel like when you compare that to the love of Christ, in my opinion, that's closer to it. The way that they love people, and even though they say some stuff that might be off the wall, is genuine. And it's from the core of who they are. It's not filtered by what society expects. And that's what I, you know, like. And I admire them for that. They're able to be themselves regardless to how tough it is.
Right. I totally agree with you. I do. Like that's my son, seriously, my son, I feel as if like he really changed our lives and he changed, you know, what it is to love, like he redefined love for us, you know, help us to truly understand that, like, seriously, we didn't like, you know, hug or kiss in our family like that, but he forced us to have to love, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And so that's the beauty of it. Like you said, even though they'll say something that's off the wall and their love is, for me, is his love. Like, seriously, their love is his love. So my passion too is with autistic children because of course it landed in my lap. You know, it landed in my lap. So I totally understand exactly where you're coming from. Okay, that was one question, and I'm sorry that you had already answered it, but I still wanted to know. I still wanted to know. Be quiet, Will. Be quiet, Will. Okay.
No, guess what? Oh boy, I can't wait till after this show.
And that's the problem. But look though, and not even that. See, y'all think it's just after this show. It ain't just after this show. This is going to continue on. This is going to be like the tip of season 2. He's holding on to this footage, people. He couldn't wait for this to happen, y'all. He was waiting on yet another opportunity. To do something. Because he's not busy enough. He's not busy enough.
I already told this to Aleisha. Like it would be one thing like if we didn't have the chat room and like the chat room was like totally empty and nobody was talking to each other. But the chat room is full. It's full of people and they talking to each other and we're going back and forth and we all ready and everybody's sending messages and stuff. And then all of a sudden, nothing. It's like 5
right. Listen, are you talking about in our group text? Hey, Talia. Yes. In our group text, yes. So in our group text, everybody texted. Everybody like, okay, all right, we got questions. We got everybody, and I'm telling you,
that's exciting.
I had 30 minutes. I had 30 minutes. My body was like, nah, we taking that hour and a half. Okay, what I supposed to do?
Oh, that's good. I told you this before.
I know.
I know.
I mean, listen, it don't stop, Will. Y'all don't understand. I can't stop. If I wanted to, like, I cannot stop. I had to make myself put my phone down yesterday. I'm consistently drawing and quiet. Anyway, this ain't even about me. We can deal with me. Like you said, off this show. I don't have time for it. Welcome to Leah. You ain't the only one late. I came in with a late pass. I believe I got it from Miss Tanya, but they checking my pass right now. I hope yours is legit. I hope your pass is legit because, okay. I trust you me. You can check my high school record. I'm known to have a 30-day admin. All right, so let's go back to my questions. Okay. So, what fascinates you about the African American diaspora?
The biggest thing is just how our people were able to persevere and remain strong through the trauma and still leave a piece of them that we still follow today.
Yeah.
Whether we're talking about our culture, with our language, with the African American vernacular. When I think about a people that couldn't speak anything, they didn't understand. And not only just to be speaking to somebody that's ordering you around that you don't understand. I'm around people that look like me, but they don't come from where I come from. So I don't understand my neighbor either.
Right.
So now we got to create a whole nother language.
Right.
And you know, people laugh at us when we talk about we be and ain't. No, that's our strength. That's our strength.
Right.
We created that because we didn't understand, you know, what was going on, but we still made a life and we built America on our back.
Right.
And we still do it. And that's why, you know, I'm happy to give knowledge to people, especially the youth, to let them know you have something to be proud of.
Yeah.
This is you. All of this, all up and through here. They don't want to tell you that, but it's you.
Right.
A lot of it is your people. This America is Black people.
Right.
Yeah. Go to Puerto Rico. That's our people. That's
it. Yeah.
They don't want to talk about it. They don't want to tell that truth. But y'all not Latins. Y'all Black.
Come on.
People.
Right.
And,
Come on, rock it.
That's what I like about it. Just that strength, that power, perseverance.
Yeah. I honestly, I had to like kind of Google, like, you know, what it really meant and what era it was actually talking about and stuff like that. And then like it was intriguing because, you know, it is the truth. We were picked up and dropped off in several places. You know, our people are dispersed among this world. You know what I'm saying? And like you saying, it's pretending like they too don't know what took place. But that's also part of not just our struggle, but our identity crisis. Like we don't know who we are because y'all really took us from our home, and then you gave us the identity that you wanted us to have, right? Like this is all we're byproducts of that. So that was intriguing for me to like look at that and like, you see what I'm saying? Because I'm researching, I'm like learning stuff I never thought I knew. I'm like, oh, shut up! Then I gotta go from one link to the next link to the next link, whatever. This is why, Will, I don't need you to start anything with me.
What's that? Hold
on. This show. I don't need you.
What was that?
I said, because you know I can't control nothing from my phone. And if I could control anything from my phone, I promise that I will be controlling the volume, Will.
Guess what? Look at me. Look at me.
I'm looking. I'm looking. I am.
I'm the captain now.
This is not funny. This is not funny.
Look at me.
Give me back my show, Will.
I'm the host now.
Give me back my show, Will. It took Dave Chappelle 3 episodes, no, 2 seasons before he got his show stolen. Give me back my show, Will.
I'm the captain now.
Don't just do that.
My show.
Like, because again, when you're talking about what it is that we're here to do and kingdom colonization efforts that we're supposed to participate in, look at how we've been seriously scattered among the world for this just cause and purpose. Like, you know, of course, the way we were ushered there, the way we arrived there was jacked up, you know. However, still, we are here even through the slavery with intent, same cycle that we go through, you know, in life. And in the Bible, that same sin cycle that you see ourselves go through when we're in captivity and then out, and you know, it's the same one. So it's like prayerfully, you know, we get here and we understand the importance of being that Joshua generation and making the change of our mindset so that we can properly into the promised land. So that I mean, just reading on that alone for me was intriguing. So I definitely wanted to know about, what your interest was, how you got there, and, for real, because everybody's not like, I know, like, even as a child growing up, sis, like, I could care less about the movement, with civil rights and stuff, because it was like they kind of shoved it down our throats. Like we had to watch Keep Your Eyes on the Prize. I'm like, I don't even want to keep my eyes on watching somebody get hit with rocks. And,
watching, I don't want to see no dog.
Why y'all want to make us
fight back? I don't know about you, but I used to yell. I'd be like, fight back! Fight back! Hey, I used to yell at Martin Luther King, like, fight!
Right.
And that's what I want to do with the youth. I want it to be purposeful. I want them to understand that, okay, it wasn't beautiful. We know it was glorious, what we went through. But number one, just like when I walk with Christ, we have to go through that grittiness to get cleaned up.
Yeah.
We have to go through that as a people. And I think about, okay, even from the Christian point of view, we was in Africa doing all type of pagan stuff. So what if I would have stayed over there? And I would never been delivered. I would have never knew him. I would have been over there worshiping whoever they were.
Whoever, girl. Jesus.
Doing all this stuff and trying to walk on water and spit up snakes.
Come on, for real. Tell the truth, though. People don't understand. They don't really understand the real of what's going on.
Yeah. Right, and it's serious. And I mean, I'm not faulting them because they don't know the truth. But, but I'd rather have went through what I had to go through to get here, my ancestors to get on that ship, so I can see a glimpse of the truth. And as we know, Christianity is not the right way if we look at the way the white man brought it to us.
Teach
this. Relationship.
Teach this. Teach this.
You will know.
Yeah.
Right.
Teach this. It's kingdom.
Was supposed to be used.
That's right.
That's right. Fight with people is explaining to them when they say, why do you like African American studies when the white man threw Christianity on you? He might have threw it on me, but with my relationship, I was able to identify who God really is.
Right. Absolutely.
So sometimes we go through other things to find out the truth. And that's what the diaspora is to me. And I want to teach kids that this is your walk with Christ.
Yeah.
That blood on that whip, that's what Jesus did for you.
Yeah.
Come on.
And that power that you receive is that same power that Jesus gave your ancestors to rise up. So you can get an education.
Wow.
And all of that power flows through us. And I think that in the church, we don't talk about that. We talk about Jesus saved me. Jesus saved me.
Come on,
Jesus gave you power to save yourself, baby.
Come on,
come on.
Power.
Come on, sis.
He laid down and came up so you can have it.
Girl.
And I think that's the biggest thing that the diaspora teaches us. We got power to make through.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When he laid down and rose up, and what our ancestors went through and walked through, and Dr. King and Malcolm X, they had that whole supernatural power. And we got it today on us when we march and all of these people. Jesus is our savior, but he gives us equipment to survive.
Come on.
And we have to teach the next generation. And that's just what I want to do. I want to teach them the spiritual angle, the historical angle, mental health. It's all important, and it all goes together.
All right.
Teach this. You talking some real stuff right now. Teach sis. For real. That's truth. That is truth. Yeah. Like for real. Like and that, kind of like going.
Yes,
ma'am. We can hear you. Yeah, it's kind of going.
I'm sorry, Mary. I want to chime in on what she was saying.
Go, girl, go.
Come on.
I was backstage. I heard you. And you was talking the truth. I wish we would have went to school together so you could have educated the kids, the people I went to school with. But you was talking, honey, and I got a comment on in there too. Some people just like to. I don't know. I was just telling my best friend the other day because she had seen a match commercial, and it was the devil sitting next to a woman, and he was just like, "I don't want this world to be over." And it was 2021. I don't know. It just creeped her out, and she was just like, she don't understand how the world is so comfortable with just being gay now and just letting everything out so easy. And she was just like, she's scared. I said, you have no reason to be scared. I told you,
Nope.
what's the rule of being a Christian? Believe that he died for our sins, believe in his Father. You know what I'm saying? She just think, I don't know, I think I'm going to go to hell for doing this and doing that. I said, no, it's not like that. You know what I'm saying? And I said,
Right,
she just
right.
let the social media and everything get to her head. And I said, no, I think we should just take a break
Yeah.
from that. Because before
Yeah.
Teach.
social media, it was none of that. You know what I'm saying?
Teach.
So I
Yeah.
mean, I don't know. You just touched my heart a little bit. You know, I
No, I
mean,
appreciate it. Thank you for coming in.
um,
The spirit in it.
Pastor Antoine Brown, he the pastor of Liberty Church. He once said that people are quick to believe Google than the Bible, and that is so
Yeah.
true. They will believe the internet and social media more than the own Bible, and
Yes.
Yes,
it's
yes.
sick,
Teach.
you know. So yeah,
Yeah.
it's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
And that's how it is. That's how it really is. People are misinformed, and people know that they're misinformed, and they bank on that. They capitalize off that, and it's your
Right.
own people. See, people
Right.
acting like it was just the white man that sold us out. No, we had to be sold by somebody. It takes two people
Right.
in order to make this transaction happen.
Yeah.
And so it was some people who were in position in our color, that also had a hand in selling us off. So we got to also watch out for them too, because they don't have our best interest at heart. They have their best interest at heart. And I love what she said. She said, whoever this fictitious devil, representation is, and them saying, I don't want this word to be over. I bet you don't.
No.
Because it's the end, baby. This all you got. You grabbing for straws at this point. This your last breath. So that's why they don't want to die, because all this stuff that they done told people, he done told and promised them, you can't take it with you. And that's what they mad about. You can't take that fame. You can't take that money. It ain't going nowhere. But your relatives, everybody else gonna fight over it. And they hoping that you didn't leave it properly, that you have your books and stuff in a row so they can steal it. Like, I don't get it. So, woo, sis. You are rare. I didn't know. I love the surprise.
I
love it.
I'm concerned. I'm concerned.
Yeah, she came out. Like,
She said, guns are blazing.
Listen, that's what we need. And like she said, like Talia said, I wish you were my teacher. I wish you was my teacher. It would have made it a lot better. You know what I'm saying? And then the crazy part about it is you have a lot of African American history being taught by white people. You know what I'm saying? Or a Hispanic person. Like my teacher was Hispanic. What are we doing here? What are we doing?
Not even
what is that you're really for real going to tell me?
When you talk, they do that a lot in college, and I understand that they are people too, but they'll have African instructors teaching.
Right.
Come
Their
on,
experience is different than mine.
Yes.
When America looks at them, they're a little bit more privileged than I am.
Yes.
They may look like me, but their struggle is not the same.
Right.
Come on, sis.
I think that's the biggest thing. It's hard, and I've also wanted to. I think my advantage is my age. I'm 27, so I can kind of speak to the adults, but I can also talk to the kids and advocate.
Yeah, bridging gaps.
And I can let them know this was me 10 years ago. And I tell a lot of people that I minister to that I've been where you at, but God took me from ratchet to righteousness. He let me know, like, okay, girl, you're doing too much. You want to turn up and twerk and get drunk and pop pills. No, that's not where it's at. And I tell people, like, I'm not going to hide what I did. And I tell kids, and some people say, why are you telling them that? Why? They going to do it anyway.
Yeah.
And they need to know that they can be delivered from it.
Right.
That's my message. Not to go do it. But if you're going to experiment with, for whatever reason, one, that's not the correct way. And two, if you're going through something, you need to heal it.
Right.
And so that's the tools that, I'm trying to give, and letting them know that, I'm a little bit closer to your age. So you might get it a little bit more than if your mama telling you, oh, don't do that. Or, and I'm going to tell you, it might be cute for a minute, but it's not going to be long term.
Right.
All of this has a lasting effect.
Right.
Even when you get your life together, you still going to have to deal with the consequences of some of the stuff you're doing.
Yeah.
And I think, that's the thing that the young people need to know. Like, this is a for real thing.
Right.
This is real life. And
Right.
even referring it to education, I have to tell my students, we might be on the computer, you know, to learning, but this is real. This is not a test drill. This is life, and you're going to get a grade, and you're going to get F if you don't do your work.
Right.
And it's the same thing with life. You know, God is telling us, perform now, or you're going to get F. And when you go get judged, you can't change your grade because you want to have fun for 40 minutes. I mean, it would be nice, but it's either sacrifice what you think is fun for the long run, because this thing is generational. It's people attached to me that I don't even know. It might be somebody on this stream that's hearing what I'm saying that resonates with them, and I'm influencing the decision that they're going to go make. Or people watching me post on Snapchat. And that's the thing, going back to the social media conversation. We see all of this stuff and we allow it to go into our mind. And it's garbage. That's all it really is. It's garbage.
Yeah.
And you have to filter through with your consciousness and the Holy Spirit to know what's appropriate and what's not. And a lot of the youth now, they don't have that. They don't have a conscience. They're looking at all this stuff they see and hear on the radio, and they think it's true. They think it's Bible because such and such told them. And you little stupid messages, share this or you going to hell.
Right. Yeah.
What did you read this in?
Like, where did y'all even get that from? Like, how does that happen?
And there's people that really, I see them sharing it.
I love her. I love sis, you better teach up in here.
Yeah.
You better teach up. Girl, it bothers my. Where is it written? Like, for real, a lot of when we get to our little area where we get to cheat is where he wrote, whoever wrote the Bible, transcribed the Bible, they put it in red. They put his words in red, so we get to cheat. I just want to know, where did he say that if I don't share this, I'm going to hell? Right. This is stupid. Or if you don't stop right now and give me about 5,000 likes, or you going to hell. No, I bet I don't. And like you said, it's people that's engaging in it. A girl, Talia, it is people that's engaging in it, and they like, amen. And you looking like, sis, did you read that? You didn't read it? You just go amen it?
You just gonna go amen it, yeah. It's on Facebook. It's on Facebook.
They don't know.
It's on Facebook. They don't know. Yeah, and they don't want to know. That's another thing too. That's what I'm learning right now. It's some folks that don't want to know. And before I go into my last question, Miss Aleisha, like I was talking with someone else who, you know, kind of does what it is that we're doing, and you know, we're pushing on these messages from God that He's being very direct about. You know what I'm saying? He ain't holding no punches and holding nobody up. And what we've discovered is the groups that we're in that are supposed to be Christian. They name is Christian. They profess that this is a place where you know this is where we do God and we. Do you understand me that these are the same places that when we make posting in those places, they kick us out? They do not approve our posts. They don't want us in that group. But go to Facebook Music. Go to throwback 90s, 80s. Go back. Listen, I got people up in there that's like, sharing the post, loving the post. This the secular section. What happened? How we accepted there?
It's been what's going on. And I know we got to go into the last part, but it's what's been going on. Even when Jesus was walking this earth with the Pharisees, people do what's convenient. That's why Jesus was in that synagogue flipping them tables. Because tell what y'all want to tell to edify what you doing and not edify him.
Girl,
it's about and I'm not saying me as in me, but if I'm a mega church pastor, it's about me trying to make myself look good, so I can get some bundles and buy my kids.
Tell the truth. I need my red bottoms. I gotta be in red bottoms, and I want people to serve me. And it doesn't make sense for people to serve you when you guys supposed to be one body. And if he's the under shepherd under the boat rowing, how then, Nick, are you at the top being worshipped and praised, and people getting your water and taking your Bible, and like you just handicap or something? Like you supposed to be down here serving with him, with us.
We all serve servants, and that's the thing.
We all servants.
To worship them, and that's not
They
what
will
it's
teach
about.
us.
That's
Teach
not what it's
us.
about, and that's my issue with the church. And I will tell you, this is irritating.
Yeah.
Y'all ain't doing it right, baby, and I'm not going to go in that basket with gasoline.
Come on, come on, just to be down.
You're gonna blame the church, but God gives you, He gives you discernment. Even if it's not your gift, He'll let you know when something not right. So if you feel that little bubbling in your stomach, and
come
you
on,
keep
sis,
baby, you in trouble too.
Yeah,
you in trouble too.
And you didn't say nothing, and you let it all happen, and thought it was okay.
Girl, let the Lord use you.
Even the people on the top, we want it to feel good. The people under here, we want somebody that's gonna tell us it's okay.
Come on, come on.
That's not what it's about. It's not okay. Correct me when I'm wrong.
Teach
if I'm
sis.
Tell me fornication is wrong. Don't
teach sis.
Fornicate until you get married. Then repent.
Right.
No,
teach
that's
sis.
not how it works. If you want to fornicate and you get pregnant or whatever, you better raise that baby and pray and ask God to forgive you because stuff happens. Yes, He understands that. But when y'all make excuses for what y'all doing to say,
come on, sis. Come on, sis.
That's just blatant disrespect. And then the Bible say that don't grieve the Holy Spirit.
No.
Don't grieve Him. Because if He walks away, you're gonna be looking crazy.
Girl,
He's not gonna
Aleisha,
let you put your hand on that stove. Okay.
Girl, you go because you gonna shut us down. They gonna shut us down because of you. They gonna shut us down because of you.
Okay,
I'm she said what she meant.
Look,
Talia. Child. Girl, you better teach. Hey, get it out. It's the truth. It's the truth. And sometimes it's crazy because, you know, it sometimes you feel alone in telling your truth. You know what I'm saying? Excuse me. I apologize in telling his truth. You feel alone because it's almost as if the group called the church alienate you because you are part of that corrective order of disciples. And you do sit there and see like, now wait a minute, this is clearly not written in mass. Talia, what's in yours? I know you got New International, but is it even in New International? Is it even in the New International? Like, I'm not even being funny. I'm talking about the craziest stuff people doing, you know, burning up prayers so that the smell go into his nostrils. What are we doing? What we doing? Who picked that? Where you picked that up from? But again, like you said, I could have been over in Africa doing some type of crazy stuff with snakes or with whatever it is that they be doing. Like, it's the truth. Like, thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord, for delivering me.
That we doing it even especially in the Black church. And I love the Black church, but we mixing African spirituality and praising God.
Here we go. She
talking.
Y'all
be doing. I ain't gonna say it, but
put it to the front.
You know, y'all have been to some of these churches. And they do these things that it's like, where in the Bible does it say do this?
Teach, sis.
And you hollering and screaming and falling out. And, you gotta get the spirit. If you don't get it, you're going to hell. Tell me when our spiritual gifts. If you do not have that gift, you will not receive it. You will not speak tongues. You will not shout. That's not your gift, baby.
That's not it.
In the Black church, we make people feel guilty because they are not gifted in the way that you think they should be.
Yep.
And it's not that they're not gifted; they just don't have what you want them to have. So now they feel like I'm nothing. And I'm saying this from a personal experience growing up in a Seventh-day Adventist church, where gifts are not recognized. A lot of the gifts that I have is more so like, ooh, that's kind of satanic. And how do you have these prophetic dreams and see things? And I had to explain, spirits, you can hear them, you can smell them, you can see them. Y'all need to read your Bible. This is come on. We don't read our Bible and we take what the pastor is saying. And the first lady and all of these people next to us, and we never know who we are in him because we never know ourselves. And just I'm having this conversation with you, I go to God and I tell him, look, these people got on my nerves today. And I know you're patient, but they do it. And if they tell me something again, then I'm gonna have to say something, Jesus. And I say it like that. And that's what I want you to do. Be transparent. Because if we go pick up that Bible and we read it, we done seen all types of versions of God. In the Old Testament, he was a gangster. I don't care what nobody says.
Did he not? Did he not? He's a
God the
king,
gangster.
boo. He's a
Oh
king.
boy.
He's a king through and through. Listen to me. And yes, that Tony Montana came out. Hello.
Yes.
Hello. You
Yes.
want to play with my little friend? Okay.
Yes.
Listen.
How you gonna act like that? How you gonna tell me that? My God did this. Jesus flipping tables.
Right.
Listen, you saw
Don't
him?
play with me.
Did you see it? Did you see him? Y'all think you just gonna be, it's gonna be all right. I'm telling you, that's why I can't be, I'm like you, Miss Aleisha. I can't be caught in certain places. I want to be like, marry that shoe. No.
Right.
Stay right there. That shoe, you here?
This
You
where
here,
you at?
sis?
This what
This
you
where you
doing?
at, sis? Okay.
This what you doing? Okay. Okay.
I remember my cousin was at a party and my auntie came in with a house robe and a bat. That's how I feel like Jesus will always find me in the wrong places. So I can't.
Wow. A house robe and a bat.
And a bat.
If
And
I
a
see
plastic
Jesus
bat
doing
at
that,
that.
I'm like, you know what, Jesus, you got it.
A plastic toy bat at that. Well, my question was going to be the final piece. Why now? But you just said, you just clearly displayed why now, because you're his voice. And that same voice is the same voice that all of us have. Like you say, he's giving us the same message, the same things. Hey, guys. Hey, we've been bamboozled. We've been tricked. We've been hoodwinked. Seriously, turn to me. Read your Bible for you. Let me reveal to you the information that they've provided to you. Do not just accept anything for what it is because that's your so-called friend. If they was really your friend, they would be looking out for your best interest and making sure that you're not eating no buttered up, seasoned up poison and you're eating pure, rightly divided words of truth. And so I know why. It's time for the final please, just like it's time for Rock Truth, just like it's time for Book the Truth. You know what I'm saying? Just like it's time for Triune Ministries. It has to be time. It has to be time because we're the ones that he has chosen and, like you said, given us his spirit, the spirit that was on the cross when he rose from the dead. Sorry, in the grave when he rose from the dead, not the cross. In the grave when he rose from the dead, that same power, that same dunamis power we have. So like you saying, when you're asking God to do something, he looking at you like, I ain't about to come up off this throne. I gave you the power.
Yes.
Like, no, come on, man. Y'all, come on, man. So sis, oh my God, girl, you got me excited over here. My cheeks hurt. Man, you have blown me away. I'm so happy Jesus woke me up so that I can be a part of Will's show. I'm so happy to be a part of Will's show. So this is amazing. But you answered my final, be quiet. You answered my final question just by talking. Now I understand why the final piece and not just a piece of the puzzle, but his piece, man. Like, woo, girl. Woo, girl. You something. You something.
Shantae done brought a baby on here. Y'all want to see this baby?
Yeah, what about it?
Hey, Miss Shantae.
Hey. Oh, bring her to the front. Now, Shantae, who is that? Is that Ayla or?
Hey.
Hi. And she's a twin. She's a twin. She has a twin. It's two of them.
Oh my gosh.
I think she's gonna show us the second baby. It's two of them. And they're so beautiful.
I lose my mind.
He said I lose my mind. Two of them. Yeah, shout out to Arlette. Oh my God, I love Arlette. I love you, sis. Like, she watched everybody baby as a child. She watched, and she was, for real, she was the babysitter.
She was the babysitter.
She was the official babysitter. When I tell you, that was Aubrey's mama. Hey. Because around that time, you know, I still had stuff to do. You know, I'm like, somebody take this baby.
Really? You had stuff to do, huh?
Listen, I told you I lived in the world. We still here, Will. We're still here, Will.
You're right.
I'm telling you. I'm like, hey, baby. I'm telling you. I was like, take this baby girl. Here you go, Arlette. She was like, okay.
I just need 2 hours.
I need that, or I'll be back later on in the morning. You.
My goodness.
Don't do that. Don't judge. Don't judge. Judgy not. Don't do that. I
Oh
told you.
boy.
I told you that was then before. This is now.
Yeah.
Well, Miss Aleisha, like seriously, I am honored. I thank y'all for real for just carrying on. But I'm so happy I got in on where I got in on. Like, this was an amazing conversation to have with you, sis. And I'm just honored to see you represent God the way that he's supposed to be represented. And I love how you don't have 5,000 Bibles in your background and your like around your desk area. You don't got on no type of sweater with patches on your elbows. You know what I'm saying? You ain't up here, like you said, with bundles all down your back and pearls to clutch just in case your nails popping off and all that, trying to represent something that he told us we never were. You know, I'm just, and then you're speaking nothing but his truth and don't got nothing to do with us. It has everything to do with him. I love it. I'm on fire still. I'm seeing the back of my phone hot. It's just, come on, sis.
I'm glad I can share some with him and what he has instilled in me.
Before we let you go, where can we find you at? I got some information. Is this the Instagram information?
Yes, Instagram and Facebook. There is a website coming soon. I'll let you guys know. The official launch for the company is not until the 21st of January. Okay. So we're just starting out. It's still a little baby, but
that's all right.
We remember.
We remember.
What, too long ago?
Come on. It was not that long ago, and it felt like. And the beauty of it is, sis, what I love about it is, I'm just grateful that you're a part of us. Yeah. And so, what I love about it is the struggles that we had to face starting out. You don't. We're here for you to help you, and that's what we do. We're kingdom, so we help build, and edify the talent that God has given you, because it's all molding and sharpening and shaping for the overall growth of everybody. Right. You know what I'm saying? This ain't just about us. I love how we'll say we're just the airport. So welcome Southwest. Southwest.
That's right.
Why Southwest? Girl, shoot. I don't know if I'm gonna call you Southwest or American Airlines. You are, because you just blew me out the water. I love it, but we thank you. We thank you so much, sis, for being on with us. I don't have anything else. Will you?
No, I mean, I was going to ask you about your creative writing, but we can always talk about
Me too. I did too. Yeah. I wanted to, I want to ask about that because I too a writer. You're a writer. We're all writers.
Well, I mean,
Lord Jesus.
I'm a dreamer.
So you're a writer.
And then I write.
Mine is more of like a journalist. Y'all funny.
I'm a dreamer.
We all dreamers. I'm a big dreamer.
Yeah. Go ahead, Miss. Oh no, go ahead.
No. You go and then we're gonna let Aleisha go.
I was just remembering, like, when I was in high school, like, just how much I enjoyed poetry. Like, I enjoyed
me too.
I mean, it probably didn't help that my teacher was gorgeous at the time. But
you thought she was Juliet, and it's
really
like no.
Like, I was really into poetry.
Me too, though. He said, really in. Hey, Jonathan. Me too. I love poetry. I love writing. I think that my voice, though, I didn't get a voice until I got to college because I was so busy trying to be like them, you know what I'm saying? Be like, and then again, I didn't have a lot of, so growing up, you may have thought like, okay, it's a lot of Black writers and stuff for us to look up to. But again, I told you, it's kind of like shoved down our throats a little bit. So it's kind of like you move away from what it is you wanted. So the authors that I'm, looking into, they're not looking like me.
Right.
So, I'm trying to develop a voice for myself out of their voice, which again, another just lead to more identity issues. You see that? But I finally got my voice in college, and I learned that in just writing, period. it's not prescribed. That's just for highbrow. That's just to classify you into a particular, social class to say whether you at the top, the middle, or the bottom. You know what I'm saying? But the truth of the matter is your voice is unique to you. It's about how you say it. And not so I believe that all writing is creative. What about you, sis? What's your take on it?
I do agree it all is creative, and it depends on what avenue you're using it in. For me, my trauma was what fueled me writing. I always liked to write. Even as a kid, I was good at it. I would get good grades in my papers. But for me, I noticed in life, once I got through that painful moment and accepted this is my truth, that's when all my gifts began to flow. So even my writing, it became more organic. I was able to touch people that I never would have thought. It's like, okay, I'm gonna just write my truth on this piece of paper. And at first, like you, Selena, I was kind of, okay, where do I fit in? And you talking about Ellen Alvarez and all of these people, Alice Walker. I don't talk like that. I'm not
right.
But a lot of times what we don't realize is when you speak, as you said, your voice is powerful. It's going to reach who it's meant to reach. So I can just put it out there. And even when I post like on Facebook, if you get it, you get it. If it apply, let it apply. If it don't, let it fly.
Right.
And that's what I've learned to realize about my gift. It's not about you guys accepting me. My gift is going to make room for me.
Right.
So I told you stop that. To notice, like, okay,
stop it. Now I told you we was trying to close a show. Now you knew that. About 5 minutes ago we were trying to close this show out. You want to start? Stop it. Stop it. She said I closed it.
That was my
over. I know that's right. I mean,
that was my end.
Yes, sis, you are on fire for the Lord. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, guys. Talia, do you have any final remarks, Talia, before we go out?
No, y'all, because I got some bad connection, so I don't want to say nothing and get into it with it, and then I lose connection. But I just want to say that I love y'all so much. I want to chime in so bad, but I couldn't get too much noise on my end. So, I enjoyed the conversation coming in 30 minutes late. I'm so sorry.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Talia, at least you get to be in detention with me. Ain't nothing better than to have a buddy. And we're bosom buddies. So, girl, we're going to sing. We're going to have a musical. Let's do a musical. Let's do a musical, Talia.
Right now.
Go ahead.
No, I was just saying I was writing up the tender slips right now. I'm getting
good. Go ahead. But what we're going to do is we're going to have a musical in detention. Let's do that, Talia. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
Emerson VPA there. We got to show them.
Listen, that's right. We're going to do Emerson all over in detention. So you can put whatever you want on the list and you can have us in as long as you want to hear our musical. And that's fine with me. I can come up with a song out of nothing. I'll make a song. Don't get me. Okay, don't get me started. Well, guys, Will, you closing us out this show? You done took over. I'm saying.
Look at me. All right. So we're gonna close out Rock Truth Youth, y'all. What do they normally say? They say be lit.
We lit. We live. We true. Be you.
Tomorrow in here.
No, so we don't know it.
Good night.
Good night, y'all. Thank you. Bye.